All right, guys, I don't know if you can hear me with all this wind. As I told you in yesterday's video, today is gonna be something a little bit different. A few different people tossed me the keys to their cars, and they're all very cool, very unique setups here at Sandia Speedway in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So with that in mind, I have 3 kind of GoPro clips where I'm driving cars, talking about them. I might dub over it a little bit, but yeah, it's been a blast getting to drive different people's cars, and hopefully you guys like it. So today I've actually been driving a bunch of different people's cars. I drove a like 150 horsepower Z31 300ZX. I drove a pretty cool like bigger turbo RB20 Skyline, and now my friend John from Texas is about to let me drive his SR20 S15T28 A86. So I've never drifted an A86, and I always thought that one of my dream cars to drive would be an SR one, just because they're so light, so nimble, it's a cool looking chassis, and I love SRs. So he's gonna take me for a ride real quick, and then I'm gonna give it some rip. I'm excited. This thing just feels like crazy fast and nimble.
It's nimble. I don't know about crazy fast, but it is pretty quick.
But like just watching your inputs and everything, it just seems like very exciting to drive.
Yes, and lots of movement.
You gotta remember, I've been driving Z's all weekend, so.
It's a lot busier.
Yeah.
Is the way to put it.
Yeah, thank you again. It's so fast, we caught up to him in no time.
Yeah, I know. You catch up to these guys real fast. How's the steering?
Not that bad.
It's okay?
I thought it'd be a lot harder with no power steering. Oh God.
Downshift.
I'm sorry about that.
Downshift. It's alright, it's good.
Do you see me put my hand out the window? Because they were on my bumper.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's not smart.
Yeah. You should be able to pull out. Let it rock. Yeah, there you go. Rock it. There you go.
Driving John's A86 was definitely a blast. I will say his car was extremely gripped up to the point that it kind of rendered third useless. I can see why he wants more power so he could be able to run third on something like that corner. I think in an ideal world, the normal person would probably just loosen the car up to make it a little bit easier to drive. But this car is so gripped up. I mean, being a former FD driver, I can understand why, and it's exactly how I'd have mine set up. But you'll kind of notice in the footage, I'm just like giving it all that I can. It's kind of running shallow, and it is so incredibly fast you can't even tell on the footage. But it's a very, very cool car. I've always seen him driving at the Lone Star events and wondered what it was like to drive an A86, let alone one that's SR20 powered. So I was very thankful that I was able to drive it, and it was a very cool experience feeling how lightweight and nimble the car was to drive. That was fun, man. What I noticed,
yeah,
you want me to do a cool down? You want me to do a cool down?
Yeah, just you can drive it to
okay.
It's cool.
So the power steering, like, isn't really an issue until you mess up.
Yeah, yeah.
When you mess up, like if you're starting to understeer or whatever, it's way harder to correct.
Yes, absolutely.
But when you're drifting and everything's working well, it feels sick.
Yes, yeah, you feel really connected.
I don't think the video will do this car justice with how much grip it has. I think it feels faster than any like stock SR car I've ever driven, just in terms of grip. It's just like planted.
Yeah, it goes.
I mean, just think, like, what, 300 wheel you said?
Yeah, about 300 wheels.
In a 22...
Oh, watch out!
So 300 wheel in a 2,200 pound car, and it's gripping up in second gear. That's crazy. I can't get over how good it sounds too.
Got that pop, pop, pop backfire and everything.
It's just got the most typical SR sound in the world. I love it. Thank you again for letting me drive it.
Oh, no, I'm proud to let you give this your first spin.
I'm sure Cy got a shot of me going off.
You saw him up on the tower. He was like, go, go, go. Your entries were really good, especially for your first time driving a Corolla.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty amazed.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's just like, I would love to run third on that. I see why you want a little more power.
Yeah, just a bit more is all it needs.
Because like no one wants to sacrifice grip.
Yeah.
So another car I've never driven before, an IS300. So I'm gonna drive Brandon's car. See how this thing rips. Ugh. Thanks for letting me drive it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So this is a VVTi 1J or 2J?
1.5.
No way?
Yeah.
That's sick.
That is pretty sick.
So you've got a 2J bottom end, 1J head, what turbo?
3071.
This is like the best setup.
Yeah, it's 1 bar boost, so it's pretty mild, but it's good.
This should be like the most perfect JZ setup ever.
And the power steering sucks.
I'm actually really excited now. So this thing should spool like crazy, huh?
It's alright.
Do you have VVTi?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tuned for it.
What size AR, do you know?
76?
Okay. I'm excited. Hell yeah. So you got to pull that a lot?
Yeah.
I just want to know what to expect.
Doing stuff.
I don't want to bounce off rev limiter. I forgot CD gearing short.
Here.
All right, so it's cool to go to third.
Yeah, right through there, third, and then back to second round here. It's a 410.
Okay.
With a CD09.
Little sloppy, but that felt good, dude.
That was good here.
This thing's rad. Do you care if I do one more lap?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a cool down.
Third, going down that little spot where you ran out, just upshift third real quick.
On the downhill?
Yeah, and then
okay.
you can bake third through there.
I usually try not to shift that much until I'm used to a car, because you know some gearboxes don't like being shifted in drift. This thing's rad.
Thank you. I'm really happy with it. I love it.
It kind of feels similar to a JZX 100.
Really? The chassis?
Yeah, because like, I didn't really know what to expect, but I kind of threw it and I'm like, well, I don't know. Watching you drive it all day, I just didn't expect it to do anything weird, but it's a very confidence-inspiring car.
Cool. I've always driven S13s. This is my first Toyota chassis, and I really like it.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think the only thing that I noticed that I'm not used to, the non-dual caliper.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, whoa, what's going on with my foot? There we go. God, this thing is so good.
I kind of jumped in Brandon's car a little bit overconfident, just expecting it to drive really well because I've been seeing him shredding all day. I will say though, like suspension-wise, the car was set up phenomenally. It was very easy to drive, didn't do any weird steering stuff. For 1.5J, it felt like it was a little laggier than it should be, but he does have a very, very old school 3071. I don't even think it's a GTX, so I think if he switched to a little bit more modern turbo, he'd get a lot more out of that 3-liter bottom end. But even as it stands, you guys can see in the footage, like this car ripped, super competitive, super fast, super easy to drive, sounds rad. I don't know what else you can want in a drift car. It's really fun.
This thing is like, it's very rare that you can just get in a car this rowdy and it just works.
Yeah.
No, it's weird. JZX 100s, I feel like you can feel a lot more of the body roll and like kind of like flex. This car felt like kind of like a mixture between like a JZX 100 and like a S13, if that makes sense.
So this has VCs with 20K and 18K.
So you know what's funny? It sounds ridiculous, but that's what Andy Grace has to run on the Chasers as well, like a super high front spring rate.
I love it.
The rear he does pretty soft, but the front super stiff. All right, here's the Big Daddy. Got to drive so many cool cars, but this is the LS Officer Dan Supreme. Every time I drive an LS car, I'm like, why don't I have an LS car? Because it's just so easy, and it's just like, it just does what you need it to do. But sometimes it's not that exciting. So we'll see how this thing is. Hello.
Hey, since I buckle up, I'm like, let's see.
This thing is sick. So American. I love. We're good. Did your butt cheeks pucker a little bit on that one? What? Did your butt cheeks pucker a little bit on that one? I don't know what happened.
I don't either. I was just like, wow.
It like
I told you the steering's a little weird.
Yeah, but dude, this thing rips. It's so cool just being able to leave it in third the whole time.
No, just
I just didn't know what temp you wanted me to start cooling it down at. It was like around 210.
210's
so
fine.
Do you care if I do another lap?
Yeah, go for it.
Dude, this thing's fun.
It is.
How'd I do it? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
We'll try a stop start.
Dan's car looked so cool from the outside. I've always wanted to drive it. It always sounds rad. He's had terrible luck with his cars always breaking, but this event it seemed to hold up. And man, like, whenever I drive an LS car, I'm like, oh, it's so easy and so fun. But his car kind of had like that peaky power band, which I think is something to do with his heads, cams, whatever he has done to it. Because I know it is a stock bottom end, I think like LQ4. I want to say it makes like mid 400s on the 85. But the car just like, other than the steering stuff, which he kind of mentioned briefly, where it did some weird steering stuff, so you'll see me self-steer, or feeding the wheel, I guess, instead of letting it self-steer. The car's super easy to drive, sounded sick, made great power, and was probably my favorite car I've driven in a while.
This is my favorite drift car I've driven in a long time. I love this thing.
Good.
Dude, this was fun. Thank you so much.
That looked awesome.
It's such an easy car to drive. I would love to like tandem in one of these.
Yeah, it's fun.
I need to put an LS in something. I think it's time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Alright, so that concludes this video of driving other people's cars. I want to give a massive thank you to everyone that let me drive their cars here. I'll put all their Instagram names down in the description if you guys want to check out their stuff. But it's super fun. It's always rad getting to hop in something new, learn stuff about the chassis, the platform, and see if it's something that I want to do in the future. Because I don't know, I always have fun like playing around with new stuff. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've had a blast out here, and tomorrow there's a good chance I might skip a video because we're probably just gonna do touristy stuff, and I'm not a big fan of filming the vloggy stuff, like touristy stuff always. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in a day or two. I don't know.